I remember when we were in high school, I got up one weekend and our friend Megan called and was like, yeah, Dan moved to Michigan. And I was just like,
huh?
and I didn't hear from him until like my sophomore year of college. Oh, I need to make sure that. Hold on.
It's hilarious because I can imagine Megan making that exact call and being like verbatim, oh yeah, Dan moved to Michigan.
It was really bizarre, and I don't know. Some people are just kind of flighty like that, you know?
Yeah.
Oh boy. We're going to have to talk about some of the trans stuff tonight.
Oh.
It's relevant within our little slice of science fiction fantasy stuff.
Does this mean we finally get to unmask the trans agenda?
Well, if you ever figure out what it is, let me know. Because
I think it's that they just want to be left alone.
I was about to say, as far as I'm aware, and I'm not trans, so I'm not an authority on this. Mm-hmm. I think they just want to be able to exist, which
with the same rights and protections as everyone else.
And frankly, how dare they?
I guess that's just so unreasonable for certain segments of society.
Let's go to Blue Sky. Oh, I have notifications from Blue Sky. I only post here when we have live streams.
It's exciting.
I should probably... Did you notice our Facebook has kind of blown up the last couple of weeks?
I bet.
Have you noticed? The reason is because I've just been posting...
little Starfighters highlights.
Yeah, and it is so low effort because like you play, right?
You say, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Export last 30 seconds or whatever.
Right, and it just it records the last minute, and I go and I literally edit the video on my phone. It is that basic. Like I trim it down to 30 seconds and I post it. Yeah. Talking hashtag Star Wars, hashtag Gen V, and hashtag Harry Potter.
I guess.
Come say
I mean,
hi.
if we have to.
Twitch.tv/Jedi Enclave official.
Look at you getting the link right now.
Losers. Post.
Got him.
So this thing that had this message has created this running gag now with Gremlin Squad where they find reasons to call me a narcissist. Oh, I lost. Oh, no. You come back here.
Well, you know, if you can't laugh about something, you can only cry about it.
Yeah. I'm sure I have some kind of narcissistic tendencies.
I mean, we probably all do.
Yeah. I don't think I would consider myself a narcissist. The thing is, like, narcissists have this surety of themselves that I'll never have, that I'm actually kind of jealous about, because like a narcissist just assumes that they are the best there ever was, and my life would be so much different if I thought that way. If I wasn't constantly questioning myself.
It seems like a sad way to exist, because like that presupposes that you don't have any room to improve.
Right. Well, yeah.
Anyway, the point is everyone should just go to therapy.
Right.
Like just talk to a mental health professional.
Yep. All right. Shall we go?
I think we shall.
Let's go. Welcome, but I'm gonna I just fucked our opening.
Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Chris. He's Daniel.
Well, you really fucked me up there too. Oh my gosh, what have I done?
The opening.
What have I done? No, I'm going to we're going to have a different opener at some point, and I think I'm going to record the whole thing on saxophones, and I think it's just going to be Jedi Rocks.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more upbeat. Okay, that is from Jedi Rocks. But I meant just like the opening hook. That. Okay. And then have like a little funk vamp for a couple bars. Which is, yes, probably an infringement of copyright. But we're so fucking small that I doubt that anyone would care.
What are you talking about? Kathleen Kennedy watches us every week.
Our very good friend Kathleen Kennedy. Welcome back to Jedi Enclave.
God,
I am Daniel.
If Kathleen Kennedy did watch us?
I would be pretty stoked. Yeah. Though I think that she's from a generation, because she's in her 70s, I don't think she would get our humor.
Probably not.
Because she seems like a very straight-laced kind of.
Well, why are they always talking about my head being on a pike?
Right. And also, why do they think I'm a lesbian? I'm literally married to a man. Yeah.
I mean, Brie Larson's a very nice lady. But...
yeah, but I would never. Anyway, welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
And this is the Jedi Enclave Presidency. Now, this is Podcasting Podcast, our weekly podcast about Star Wars accessories, things relating to science fiction, fantasy, etc. We do have quite a bit of Star Wars coming up in the next couple of weeks. Not quite a lot, but
enough.
Yeah, Star Wars Visions.
Star Wars Visions.
Yeah,
coming back.
Right. So we'll get to talk about that.
Apparently, I need to go back and rewatch the one with the Sith Ronin because that's coming back. Because it was in the preview. They're doing another.
That's like the very first one, right?
Yep.
We should do a little bit of a rewatch of that. You know what I've been doing a rewatch of? John and I have been rewatching Agatha All Along.
Oh yeah.
And I forgot how fucking good that show is. And so we just today finished the episode that is Patty LuPone's episode.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be goddamned if I wasn't sitting there at the end, like kind of tearing up a little bit. And there are so many good actors. So Katie Hahn,
just the cast top to bottom is
right?
Phenomenal.
There are so many fucking divas in this show, and I don't know how they have that much star power because they're all so amazing. But Patty LuPone is this legendary Broadway queen. Mm-hmm. And every scene she's in is just, I don't know, it's amazing. That show is so good. And I forgot how good that song is. The Witch's Road, the ballad for the Witch's Road. And like, that's one of those things I've had stuck in my head all week. Joe Locke as Billy Maximoff is so good. Mm-hmm.
But he conveys the growth of that character's story.
Yeah, and you know what's really fun about watching this again is that
you know the twist,
right? So like we see all the signs at the beginning, and it's a really fun experience to watch again. So we're having a lot of fun with that. So anyway, today we are talking we have a little bit of Star Wars news, just like a little modicum. We're talking about Gen V Season 2 Episode 6, which you and I both watched. Mm-hmm. We got to talk about Harry Potter a little bit, and I know that we'll see how that goes. And
can you make me a promise?
Sure.
That we'll talk about the transphobe as little as possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
the Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah.
Also Predator Badlands.
Yes. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Which, by the way, has a trailer coming out tomorrow. Its first trailer. It's like you guys couldn't do that motherfucker on a Wednesday when we have our podcast. And yeah, we're talking also. There was a little trailer for Predator Badlands. I think that's one of those movies we might actually review on the channel.
Really? Because it reminds me an awful lot of that Jurassic Park movie you dragged me to with Scarlett Johansson.
I'm way more interested in Predator Badlands than I was in Jurassic Park. And I think that's because I've seen. There was a really good animated Predator show that came out like a couple months ago that was actually really good. Okay. And it's like setting some stuff up. And the reason, so we just finished watching Alien Earth. Mm-hmm. And they're very clearly going for a Predator Alien, which
they're setting up for a continuation,
right? Right, because the Predator and the Alien verse obviously has already kind of mated several times in the past,
which is particularly disturbing when you think of aliens mating. But
yeah, their whole reproduction cycle is a little crazy. Yeah. But like there's a Wayland Yutani synth in that trailer, and it's like shit. We just watched that fucking show.
There is half of a Wayland Yutani.
Right?
Synth.
Yeah. There's not a lot of her left. Yeah, the top half. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're talking about all that shit. While you're here, if you could give us a follow on Facebook Live. YouTube, Twitch, Discord. Go check us out on Blue Sky as well. First on the news today, Ahsoka. I think we kind of knew this last week a little bit, but we know for sure now because Disney has kind of let the actors talk.
Yes, literally every actor in Ahsoka Season 2 is like, hey, we're done.
Yeah, we've wrapped filming.
We're all done. We're leaving Pinewood forever. Yes. It's in the editor's hands now. See you in a year, right. I guess.
The thing that I liked about this week is that some cast members have shared some kind of heartfelt messages on social media. Mm-hmm. Natasha Liu Bordizzo who plays Sabine Wren, posted this really neat silhouette picture of her and Ahsoka, and said something to the effect of, "It only gets more epic." And then this one I loved, which is from Eamon Esfandi, who plays Ezra Bridger.
Yes.
Said, "Prayed that season 2 would go smoothly, be an epic adventure, and take everything to a new level. Locked in to make sure I was in the best headspace I could be in to serve a story much larger than any one person. That's what I wanted, and I'm certain I got it. So grateful and so excited for you all to tune in. Godspeed, and may the Force be with you all. Thanks, London. Love, Chaba." Which...
that's cute.
Yeah, it is. It's adorable. If you're not in on this joke, if you've not seen Star Wars Rebels, every time Ezra Bridger gets caught by the Imperials, they ask him what his name is, and he says Jabba the Hutt. Or once or twice he said Lando Calrissian, right? So it's kind of cool to see him kind of get into that live action.
Of everyone on the Ahsoka cast, he seems like the biggest Star Wars nerd.
I would bet you're probably right. Yeah. So yeah, I doubt Rosario Dawson's actually seen Star Wars. She just seems like, I don't know. Not that I don't like Rosario Dawson, and not that you have to be an expert. If I can remember,
George Lucas isn't an expert in Star Wars.
Right, yeah. Charlie Barnett, the guy that played a Yord Horde represent, couldn't remember if it was Anakin or like Luke that turned to the dark side. And it's fine. And it's fine.
They're actors.
Right.
They don't exist in that universe.
Right.
That they don't need to know all this shit.
Now, if they had the same the same level of ignorance for the craft of acting, I would be like, well, hold on a second. But if they're an amazing actor, they don't have to know every little twist and turn of Star Wars to be effective in it. So, looking forward to this one. I know that I saw some fans talking about. So the planet they go to at the end of that show, Peridia. I know there are a lot of fan speculations right now that it is actually Mortis, which it's just now occurring to me that you probably haven't seen that episode of Clone Wars, where it's Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka go to Mortis. They meet the
no, I don't think I have seen it.
They're like the 3 Force gods. There's like the light side, the dark side, and the balance or whatever. And
then there's that one bird or whatever that Ahsoka saw in the episode with Hayden Christensen.
Right. That's also that kind of ties in other places, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's the case. It doesn't really match up with how Obi-Wan and company get there in the show, so I'm not really sure. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
I don't really know. I know I'm stoked to see it though. I'm really, really excited to see Rory McCann play Baylan Skoll.
Which is funny because you weren't like super on board with that when it was first announced.
I wasn't. Part of the reason was because I really wanted Graham McTavish to get that, and I don't even know if he tried to get it. But to me, Graham McTavish was the perfect recast for that role, and I love Rory McCann and I love him in Game of Thrones, but it was hard for me to see him as Baylan Skoll at first. And when they officially announced it, so like when the rumor started, it was like, let's wait for confirmation on this. When he was at Star Wars Celebration, it was really obvious, and it was like, fine. He gets his shot.
This is what reality is, so let's make it the best it can be.
He's a good actor. I'm sure he'll be fine. Predator Badlands had its final trailer. What was it, like a couple days ago? I think.
Sounds about right.
Basically, what's happening? There's a predator who's
crashes on a planet. Yeah. They're trying to kill something, and
he's trying to prove himself. He's trying to like pass a trial. I think I can't really remember, but he meets a Wayland Yutani synth, or at least the top half of one, played by who is it, Elle Fanning, I think.
And fucking straps her to his back, and she's chatting along, providing the English that the Predator himself can't do because his vocal apparatus doesn't work that way, I guess.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't have the anatomy to speak that language.
And us stupid humans need to have English, otherwise, or us stupid Americans rather, need to have English in the movie. Otherwise, we're gonna be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on here?"
By the way, I went to go see. This is a while ago. It was when I was in. It's when I was doing my undergrad, and I went with a friend of mine named Dan Richards and a couple of other friends. I must have been a freshman because I don't think I knew you yet. And we went to go see Pan's Labyrinth.
Okay.
By the acclaimed horror director. He's doing the new Frankenstein movie. Hold on, I'll look it up. I'm gonna feel really stupid when I have to.
I mean, probably. Honestly, who among us doesn't feel stupid multiple times a day?
Pan's Labyrinth, by the way, ended up being Guillermo del Toro. Of course, yeah.
Sure.
So anyway, the whole movie's in Spanish. Me, I have never taken a foreign language class in my life, which I find to be, they shouldn't have let me out of high school.
Probably not.
But
no.
Music counted
okay.
at our high school as a foreign language.
Yeah, there's a little Italian in there. You'll be fine.
It should not have. I was also able to not have to do PE the entire time I was there.
That's impressive.
It's because the guidance counselor, I think, probably wanted to fuck me a little bit. Entirely different thing. So we get to this movie, Pan's Labyrinth, and the entire thing is in Spanish. And there are subtitles, right? Mm-hmm. And we get like 10 minutes into the movie, and I lean over to my friend in a moment where I think it's loud enough where people won't hear me. And right as I go to ask him this question, the audio just drops out, and I go, "Is this whole motherfucker in Spanish?" And like the whole back row behind us, all in unison, went, "Yes." I was like, "Oh no, oh no,
oh no."
Not that I minded reading subtitles. I just didn't know, and I felt like a dumbass that like an entire movie theater was laughing at me. Yeah, Boomhauer, Guillermo del Toro. I don't know why I didn't remember his name. He has a really good TV show or series, I think, that was on Netflix. There was like a collection of spooky little tales. They're really, really good. He's a visionary. He's amazing. Speaking of spooky season, before we move on from that, we just started watching. You and I just started watching. I'm rewatching Midnight Mass. The reason this has come up is because, first of all, my partner and I love it. It's brilliant. But there's a cast member that shared between Midnight Mass and Gen V.
Yep.
Hamish, whatever the fuck that guy's name is. And since it's October, we're officially in spooky season, where it's a creation of Mike Flanagan, who also did The Fall of the House of Usher, Haunting of Hill House. There are two of his shows are about haunted houses, and I get them confused all the time. It's Haunting of Hill House and something other house something. So what do you think so far?
I think there's they're very deliberately setting up a whole bunch of mysteries. I think it's a very convincing portrayal of small town America. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're on a little island.
Yeah, they're on an island. They're
population 112 or something.
112 and dropping.
Yeah, right. It's an old fishing community.
I think.
Do you notice that the mom, when she was telling her son,
she reminds me of every Midwestern white woman I've ever met.
Exactly, and I feel really bad for her because her son was involved in this terrible thing, and she feels really bad. She loves her son and everything. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that she was when she was talking about where someone sat at church, and she referred to it as the starboard side?
That was the father.
I don't think that's correct. I'm
sure it was.
I don't think it was. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is that like it's such a strong fishing boating community.
Yeah.
And the mysteries are like they're setting up some like cool shit and everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm excited to watch it. I'm glad you're watching it with us. Boomhauer says Pan's Labyrinth totally took totally took the wife and I by surprise. Such a wonderful and terrifying movie. I know it is. It's one of those things that like I think a lot of Americans at the time, like they
weren't ready for.
Well, they were showing up for like a horror movie, like a Scream 7 or something, and they're like, "Oh, this is a work of art. what do I do with this?" All right, Knights of the Seven Kingdoms had an official poster. The trailer's coming tomorrow.
Yep, there's a very tall man and a very short,
bald kid. Yeah. There's a really adorable. So to promote the trailer tomorrow, HBO put out just a 5-second clip of Duncan the Tall, the knight, with Aegon, who is, and I'm gonna explain this relationship to you here in just a second. Sitting on some grass overlooking a knight's camp with the knights and shit, and Aegon the kid goes something like, I could be happy in a place like this, and Duncan the Tall saying, "You are in a place like this," which is really kind of sweet and everything. So let's think back just for a moment to our drunken recap, or our buzzed recaps of Game of Thrones, where I took you kicking and screaming through 8 seasons of Game of Thrones, complete with maps and everything.
Yep.
You will remember that at Castle Black, in the first part of the story, there was a maester called Maester Aemond, and he was ancient and he had white hair. And later on, it is revealed that he is the great uncle of Daenerys Targaryen, who was supposed to be king, but
Queen.
not Daenerys. Aemond. Was.
Oh, Aemond was supposed to be king.
Aemond was supposed to be king, but abdicated so that his brother could be king. That brother is the bald kid.
Is he also the one who goes crazy later?
No,
and gets deposed.
No, that is his son.
Okay.
Aerys, who is Daenerys' father.
God, I'm gonna need to make another.
We're gonna need a family bush. Yeah. What is Boomhauer saying here? How Pacific Rim was the best Rock'em Sock'em Robot movie ever. No, Pacific Rim was fucking great. Yeah. Also, I think Pacific Rim, isn't that where I learned about John Boyega for the first time?
Entirely possible.
I think, because didn't he do that before he did
I think so.
Force Awakens? Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Maybe.
John Boyega is like back to saying shitty stuff about Disney.
Oh.
Again?
So maybe he's not going to be in the next Star Wars movie.
I don't know what the fuck's happening with that. So, let's talk about, okay, so, as you know, oh boy, I better preface this, actually. Okay, so, J.K. Rowling is a piece of human trash.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, if that's something that you, the viewer, and I don't see eye to eye on, I'm not going to argue with you about whether or not trans people deserve rights.
They do.
Which they do. You're wrong if you think they don't. If you think that somehow biology supports your side of they're not actually who they say they are, you're also wrong. Biology strongly supports, and we know quite a bit about the biology and the sociology and the psychology of people being trans, and the separation, for example, of gender and sex and everything. And it's a whole thing I don't want to get into, just because it's one of those things where you start talking about it, people will get really upset about it. And a lot of the times I wonder if it's because if we were to look into your Pornhub searches, there'd be a lot of trans stuff in there.
But regardless, you didn't reason your way into that position, so we can't reason you out of it.
Right. So that being said, J.K. Rowling is a piece of trash. And that hurts me because I, since I was a kid, have loved Harry Potter. And there are most days when I see her in the headlines, I'm just like, can you just let me enjoy this, please?
Can you just go away and enjoy your billions of dollars in peace and not say anything?
I will also preface this entire thing by saying that we live in a world where ethical consumption is impossible. And I know that's kind of a right turn from where we were just going, but there is no way to separate out, at least when you're spending money, not supporting something terrible. The phone that you're watching this live stream on was made by slave children, right? There really is no way to ethically consume in a like late stage terminal capitalist America. That being said, when things like Hogwarts Legacy comes out, a game that I was really interested in, I made sure that every dollar I spent on it, I spent $2 on a charity, right? Which in this case was WPATH. I wrote this down because I never remember what they stand for. Like the whole thing. It's the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, which is probably like if you want to get like if you want to support that community is a really good place to start. So the game cost $70. I made $140 donation to that thing. That way, every dollar that J.K. Rowling was getting from this license, double the amount of money was going to help trans people and specifically trans kids. What HBO is doing a reboot series of Harry Potter.
Oh God!
Did any of us ask for it? No. However,
HBO decided that it would make money,
right?
More money than they would spend. So they said, "Fuck it, let's do it."
Now, to be fair, HBO does some pretty good work when it comes to shit like this, and I am a massive Harry Potter fan. All that being said, all this shit that I've been priming you for, J.K. Rowling being a piece of shit, all of it. Mm-hmm. You should steal this show and not pay for it, okay? And then you should donate to that charity anyway, right? So now that I've got all that out of the way,
okay,
we have a picture of Dumbledore on set being played by the legendary American actor John Lithgow. And we knew that he was playing Dumbledore before. I think this casting announcement was made a while ago, right? A few months ago at least. The second I heard them say John Lithgow, I was like, holy fuck, that's going to be so good. Seeing him as Dumbledore with his big fucking long beard. It's in our thumbnail.
Beard
today.
Down to his knees, it looks like.
I started hearing all of my favorite Albus Dumbledore lines in his voice. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, oh, thank God. Because he is such a legendary, amazing actor that this will be the best part of the show. He will be the best part of this show so far. And I guess I'm saying that probably a little early because I don't know. I've seen pictures of the kids that they've cast as like the main trio, and the kid they cast as Draco looks like a little prick, which you would expect. Which good for you, kid, on getting your first big job and everything. I'm sure you're not actually a prick, but you know they picked that face for a reason. And they've casted the Weasley twins and shit. And I know that there's a lot of another big social hot button is they cast a black actor to play Snape.
Oh no!
Which, by the way, guys, Snape isn't a real dude. It doesn't actually exist. He can be whatever you want it to be, right? It's not like we're making some historical drama based on some like. Big. It's not like we're doing a Churchill biopic.
Yeah.
And we've cast Kathy Griffin to play Churchill, right? Like
that would be hilarious, and I would pay to see it.
I'm sure Kathy Griffin would probably really enjoy that too. Snape isn't a real dude. It's okay if a black dude plays him. It doesn't matter that the book says that he has sallow, pale skin. It doesn't fucking matter because it's not real. None of it happened. And it's okay. The dude is I don't know the dude. I'm
sure he's a perfectly competent actor.
Right. I haven't seen anything he's in. I haven't seen him act or anything. So just fucking stop being weird about shit like this. Just none of it's real. It's all made up. Just fuck off. All right. Such a disappointment. So sad she seems to miss so many of the points in her own work. Yeah, that's
the transphobe.
Right. Yeah. So. I totally pay to see that. Oh, Kathy Griffin is Churchill.
Yeah,
I came up with that just kind of like.
I now I really want to see her deliver that classic line about "You, sir, are drunk, and tomorrow, madam, you will still be terrible," or whatever the actual.
Oh my gosh! You know why my mind made that connection? John Lithgow plays Churchill.
Oh.
In The Crown, I think. And he is amazing. Like, it's so good. Anyway. So that's what we have to say about Harry Potter. Be a fan of Harry Potter. Don't be a fan of J.K. Rowling. When the show comes along, pirate it if you can, right? And make sure you donate to a respectable trans charity or operation or something. All right, let's move on to some TV that we watched this week, which is Gen V episode 6 called Cooking Lessons. And I'm not really sure. Well, actually, I do now realize why it is. Yeah. So let's do a quick. I'm saying spoiler. Let's do a quick spoiler free on this because there are actually a couple of faces that return that I was not personally expecting to see. So I like this one. I think the best so far. This episode.
Yeah. It's funny because I thought this was kind of a decompression episode, kind of setting up for things to come, giving us time and the characters time to digest everything that they've learned and seen so far before they gear up for the conclusion, which I think there's only 2 more episodes left. So would make this would be a good place to have a little pit stop.
Yeah. And part of it is a pit stop.
Yeah.
But then part of it is, you're just going to learn more crazy shit.
Yeah. I thought we had some nice character moments, really. Just some time. Like Emma has a particularly nice moment.
I like her and Sam are kind of back in the same space and everything. I was really rooting for them in season 1. It's funny that we've been through an entire season of that show, plus how many ever episodes of the show, and I don't think we've ever actually met Annabeth.
Not until last week, no.
Right, or at least spent a lot of time with her. I think it's really interesting to finally see Marie and Annabeth having a conversation.
Yeah, because like Marie is the main character of the show, and Annabeth is like her entire motivation. Basically.
Right. Yeah, it's a big part of her character. Yeah, and then the appearance of one of my favorite actors, actually, like probably top 5 favorite actors in the world, coming into this episode as well. And then Timo Thor. We won't tell you what happens to him or what he does to people until we get there. But Timo Thor shows up, and that's kind of fun. And this character, Cypher, is... I really like the actor. The whole reason we're watching Midnight Mass. But is, I think, an interesting non-Homelander baddie.
He's very different than because Homelander
he couldn't
is like
be more different than Homelander.
Very little subtlety, just a brick to your face.
All impulse, yeah.
Cypher is like wheels within wheels within wheels. Like even if you think you understand his motivation, you don't.
You probably don't. Yeah, and you probably don't understand what angle he's going for too. So, all right. So we're getting into spoilers. If you've not seen it yet, go and watch it, and then come back and tell us what you thought in the comments. So. We're in the immediate aftermath of Annabeth's resurrection.
Yes.
By the way, because in the last episode,
she was dead.
Yeah, and all her blood.
You do not survive having your throat cut like that.
Yeah, all of her blood was on the outside, and then Marie was like, "Well, it's going back on the inside now."
Let's also close that up and take a deep breath, and we're back.
Yep.
Which, by the way, how long was she down? Because you start losing dangerous amount of blood, like brain cells, after like a minute without air.
Yes. So, and this is a thing that they argue about in the episode about whether or not what she did was a miracle. I would assume, based on what we know about Cypher, this was deliberately planted in a way to get Marie to
100%.
Right, which means that. I mean, Gen V exists in a physical world where, I mean, miracles don't exist. Those things don't happen.
I mean, outside of whatever speculative super science causes Compound V to exist.
Right. But presumably it is science and not mysticism, right?
Yeah.
So I would assume that probably she wasn't down long enough for her to have permanent brain damage, is what I would guess, yeah. So... she seems pretty surprised to see Marie there.
Well, if I were her, I would first be surprised to be alive again, considering I felt my throat getting cut.
Right. And she mentions later on that she was like, I fucking died.
Yeah.
I remember dying, and that was you only generally do that once.
Yeah.
So she gets revived, and
they're like, okay, we need to go like right the fuck now.
Right. So they get some guards converge on them. Jordan does some cheeky force fields. Yeah. All of a sudden, Annabeth seems to be using some kind of power to navigate through the facility.
It's like, no, actually, we need to go this way.
Yeah.
And then we just need to stop and hang on for a second because he's coming.
Right.
And let me just check my watch here. And kaboom! Here he is.
Fucking Sam, Kool-Aid Man's straight through the wall.
He's like, hey, finding you guys is way easier than I thought it would be.
He, by the way, looks so proud of himself.
Yeah.
And he was doing this for Emma.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, I think he wants to be a good guy, and I'm sure he can be. Mm-hmm. But this was 100%, hey, I still love that girl. I'm going after her, right? Yeah. So,
well, I mean, she was the one who asked him to come with them originally.
Right. And I thought it was actually kind of, for Sam, a big moment for him that he took some agency and said he wasn't going to do it. And then he found out that they were in danger, and then was like, "Oh, okay, I have to actually go save her." Yeah. So he's there. He's pretty giddy. He's found him so easily, and goes, "Oh, I found a van, but I don't drive." And I laughed out loud because it's such a Sam thing to say. So they get in the van and they escape, and they drive over a title card, which is really neat. Mm-hmm. So they discuss what to do. Right.
Emma's like, "Let's fucking go to Canada."
Right. Well, they need to ditch the van. Eventually, they need to throw their phones out. Emma is really happy Sam decided to save them, you can tell. And I think that romance still seems to be burning a little hot, even though Emma has a good reason to keep him at arm's length.
Yes.
So I'm sure she's really conflicted about how to, like, deal with that whole thing.
But at the same time, they're teenagers, and teenagers famously make bad decisions.
Yeah. Well, they're not. They're like college age kids, right? That's like their second year of Godolkin, right?
Okay, so they're 20 or something.
They're still way too young to be making big life decisions. So Marie talks to Annabeth, who seems to be really confused about why she's a part of all of this. Because she just wants to go home now.
Yes.
So
she's like, just fucking stop the car. I'll walk home from here. Yep. Just go away, please.
Yeah. Emma just kind of sits up and is like, okay, so Marie is Jesus Christ now, and it's weird that none of us are talking about it. And Marie's like, bitch, it's just blood cells. Like, the blood was on the outside, I put it on the inside. Yeah. Someone mentions Canada, like you said, and everyone starts freaking out, including Annabeth.
And I was like, I don't want to fucking go to Canada.
Yeah, everyone seems to have a problem with it. Who is it that even suggests Canada? Okay. And then everyone else is like, what the fuck are you talking about Canada? So
I think it was Emma's attempt to make a joke to lighten the mood, and everyone took it more seriously than she intended.
Yeah. So Annabeth said, like, I just fucking died, and now I'm in a stolen van going to a foreign country, which is the funniest shit in that episode. And then who is it that says, honey, we're not going to a foreign country, we're going to Canada? There's some good comedy writing in this. It's very dark black comedy, but it's like this show has its moments.
They have their moments, yeah.
So Marie tells and kind of convinces Annabeth that she's safe, at least for the moment. So we switch to definitely Godolkin. And I was writing definitely Godolkin before they just flat out confirm it later on in the episode. Is getting some physical therapy from Cypher. He gets a call from Elmira, and he's told about the escape. And he tells the folks at Elmira, bring Marie to me, the rest of it matter. Oh, and then he starts smacking Godolkin around and degrading him out of nowhere. And I'm not sure. This relationship is very, very strange, and I can't tell if Godolkin just like came when this happened.
He has something going on with slapping. Like, do you notice? What do you mean?
Was he slapping what's her name when they were hooking up?
Yes, when Sage comes in, like I think either he slaps her or she slaps him, and then here he's
oh my
if you follow my theory, he's slapping himself.
Right, that's what I'm thinking, because that theory made a lot of sense to me, but it's like, why is Cypher just smacking the shit out of him? Like, why is he smacking the shit out of himself, you know?
It could be...
It just could be masturbation. I mean,
possibly.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm not going to bring up the other angle I'm thinking of because that's really dark. I think we should just keep going.
Okay, all right. So the group breaks into the Steuben Community Library.
Which is abandoned and boarded up.
Yeah, and it looks like at some point they had an old-fashioned book burn with 1984 right there on the...
Right on the top, yeah.
Just to make sure everyone understands, you know, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised they did put like Fahrenheit 451 or some shit.
I was going to say that would be too on the nose, but this is The Boys. Nothing is too on the nose.
It's pretty on the nose all the time. So Jordan tries to explain to Marie that her power level is like now over 9,000. Yes. And everything has changed. You're a fucking superhero god. And
Marie's like, no, it didn't. I'm still exactly the same. Right. I just learned some new tricks.
Yeah, nothing has to change. I still love you. And, you know, don't even worry about it. So Sam and Emma run into each other. Sam has raided some vending machine snacks, and Emma and Sam find a phone in an office, and they're going to call Polarity, right?
Except Emma realizes that she doesn't have any phone numbers memorized.
Which is all of us.
Yes.
Ever since cell phone culture, ever since when we were in, you know, high school,
grade, yeah,
we started carrying cell phones. We had no need to remember phone numbers anymore.
I remember my own phone number on a good day.
Yeah.
I remember the phone number at the first house I lived at, and that's about it.
I remember a phone number I had when I lived in Los Angeles when I was 6.
Yeah.
It was 866-9025. Today, I know my phone number, and I know my partner's phone number.
Oh, okay. That's
because
pretty good.
His phone number is the same as my phone number, except the last 2 digits are reversed. So that's very easy for me to remember. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. No one remembers phone numbers anymore. It's very relatable.
But Emma realizes, wait a minute, they still have internet here somehow.
Right.
So I'm just going to log into Instagram and send a message to my new besties.
They get on the computer running VOT OS, which really, I don't know why it made me laugh so much, but it was funny as fuck to me. Like, of course there's a VOT OS. And you know what? It probably has a bunch of, like, security, like, issues with it, too, right? I bet they're putting out updates for that OS all the fucking time because of security stuff.
They're probably putting their own backdoors in there. So
right. Yeah, it's probably just malware. Right. Yeah. So they sign on. They download Instagram. Sam sees a message from Greg.
Who's Greg?
Yeah. This is
like a guy.
He's a guy. He might want to do a fucky with me. This is a little cute because Sam's getting kind of jealous and shit. And Emma DMs Harper and Allie, who are those are her like DL Starlight fans, revolutionaries. Sorry. Yes. And Sam gives her a hard time about Greg because he's like, oh, let's DM Greg. Let's see what Greg's up to. Which, by the way, this is a good time for me to point out, and I have no like really great reason to think this, but I've gotten weird vibes from Greg anyway.
Really?
And I find him to be suspect, and I think he might be a bad dude.
Okay.
So just going forward, if this ends up happening,
you called it.
Yeah. So Marie and Annabeth have a chat about Annabeth being a soup, which because as we remember, Marie can sense the compound V in people's blood. So their guardian, or Annabeth's guardian, Pam, doesn't know. In fact, nobody knew until just now, right? Mm-hmm. Because
Annabeth's power is remarkably subtle. She just occasionally gets precognitive visions.
Right. Yeah, and it isn't, from at least the sense that I got, is that it isn't always super reliable.
Or at least what I got is that it's not something she can control.
Right. And she has to interpret. She also has to interpret what you're saying.
It kind of comes and goes.
Right. So, of course, Annabeth takes a minute to make Marie feel guilty about killing their parents, which I feel like I want to be sympathetic toward Annabeth. However, if it were me in that situation, it would be hard for me to blame her for doing that.
I think I can see where Annabeth is coming from. Like, number one, it's a childhood trauma, which is going to strike hard forever until you get really good therapy for it. And number two, like, she's been sitting on this, unable to communicate any of it, unable to confront Marie for it for a decade.
Yeah.
and those two, like, that would stew together an awful lot.
Yeah. I don't know, the whole thing. I don't know. She said that.
Like,
and
I don't think she's in the right here, but
Right,
I understand why she's behaving the way she is.
Yeah, I guess trauma is a crazy thing. So, she seems to have some kind of precognition, which we were talking about, and whether or not it's reliable is kind of up. It's up for interpretation. Annabeth wants to leave. Marie says, "No, that's can't do that.
Very bad idea."
Yeah. So
you would, at best, end up right back at Elmira.
Right, or they'll find Pam and kill her, and it's like literally everything can go wrong. And Annabeth says that Marie has showed up after all these years just to ruin her life again. And Marie, I swear to God, just wants to be like, would you stop being such a fucking teenager, please? Stop being so fucking dramatic about this. Yes, I killed our parents. I'm so sorry.
And then I saved your life.
Yeah. God. You'll never let me live that down, me killing our parents, will you? So, Annabeth says, you are the danger, which I think must be a purposeful nod to Breaking Bad. There is a famous scene in Breaking Bad where the main character, Walter White, and his estranged wife, who knows he's building a meth empire, his wife is talking about the danger that they're in and the people that are going to be coming for them. And Walt sits her down on the bed and says, I am the danger. I am the one who knocks. And it is one of the most epic lines in all of television. And given who shows up a little bit later, I'm wondering maybe if they are priming us for some Breaking Bad a little bit.
Maybe. So
Polarity wakes up to find Cypher watching him, which I imagine is always a little creepy.
Yeah.
Right. So we remember that Polarity had like a little medical issue last time.
Seizure,
a little like thing.
And sent all the metal flying around.
So he tells Polarity, he's like, listen, Marie is going to reach out to you. Tell her that she comes back to school to continue her training. I'll leave her friends and her sister alone. And Polarity is like, nah, bro.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. So Cypher basically suggests that Marie can cure his condition, right? And Polarity is like, let me think about it. Fuck off. And, like, he's like, well, I wish he hadn't said that. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Your phone is ringing. Oh, look, it's Harper and Allie. What could they want? And then, so from Harper and Allie's perspective, Polarity answers, it's his voice. So we know that Cypher has taken Polarity over. He's doing the meat puppet thing.
Yeah.
And gets them to tell him where the group is, right?
Yep.
At the library, Annabeth has kind of a sudden panic attack.
So at this point, they've found some spare clothes and things, and that they're feeling a little bit better about themselves.
They've had some snacks.
Yes.
Yeah. They've probably all checked their Instagram now that they know where the computer is.
And that's like, wait a minute, you should dodge now.
Right. And then...
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the panic attack.
Well, yeah, she has a panic attack. She mentions having a therapist. So at least we know she's getting a little bit of that therapy.
And Marie manages to help her breathe.
Right, yeah.
It's very sweet.
Turns out Annabeth hates being a soup, and now everyone knows that she's not sure what to do, and she knows that she can't go back to her previous life, which is what caused her panic attack, or like realization of this. So this is what you're talking about. Annabeth's spidey sense starts to tingle, and a hammer flies through the window, and Jordan is able to stop it right before it hits Marie, I think, right?
And who should show up at fucking Discount Thor?
Discount Thor is there with his dumb fucking beard. And this guy is such an asshole, too, is the thing. So he comes busting through the door. And I think his name officially on
Vicor, I think?
No, the Viking is what they keep calling him.
Yeah, but his name is Vicor.
Oh, I thought it was like... Oh, okay. I thought his soup name maybe was the Viking.
No.
Anyway, in all...
They call him a Viking because that is literally what he's impersonating.
Yeah. He is, by the way, such a fucking poser, by the way. I do like that the hammer kind of makes the Mjolnir sound a little bit when he picks it up, which is like...
Okay, I see what you were doing.
Yeah, like you mentioned, The Boys has never been subtle, and they wear a lot of that shit on their sleeves, right? So, Timu Thor. That's what I was saying, is that throughout my notes, he shows up as Timu Thor.
Yeah.
Knocks Marie out of the building, and he starts fighting the rest of the group. It ends up being Sam versus Thor. Emma can't get big because she's too freaked out, and she tells Kate she's like, "Hey,
say something nice about me."
And Kate goes like, "What?" And she goes,
"It's like, you fucking bitch."
Yeah, it is actually really funny. Jordan gets knocked out by Timothée Thor, and wait, hold on. Jordan gets knocked out by Timothée Thor.
Knocked out of the building.
Oh, right. So she and Marie start talking, and
Marie's
then
like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get in there and fight him."
Right. Thor comes out. And then Chris, out of fucking nowhere, some random ass girl shows up, and I have in mind
just any random ass girl.
Well, I didn't recognize who she was at first. So
I did, so I was like, "Oh God,
yeah.
what?"
Okay,
I recognized her. I didn't remember what her powers were.
I'm going to show you my notes here.
Okay.
Then some random ass girl shows up. What the fuck is this? And in all caps, oh my God, it's Tentacle Girl from The Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She fucking says, "You should go," and fucking Vicor leans down over her and is like, "Little girl, you should get out of here. It's about to get messy."
And she's like,
"Oh, God is my witness." She opens her mouth, and 4 of those little alien tentacle things come out of her mouth and just fucking rip the top of his head off.
Yes, yeah, and it's gruesome and gross and excellent, and then oh my God,
and then for the rest of this scene, she is just standing there
covered
smiling,
covered in
this man's blood.
And then, oh my God, Stan Edgar.
Yep.
Played by the brilliant Giancarlo Giuseppe Alessandro Desposito. Which is how you say it. And I know this not because he's my friend, obviously, but he explained in a video how to say his name. And I will never not love this man in anything. I was not a huge fan of Captain America, Brave New World. Mm-hmm. I loved his character, though. Everything he's in, every time I hear his voice, the only thing I hear is this line from Breaking Bad where he goes, "I will kill your infant daughter." And you're like, whoa, goddamn, dude.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah. He's amazing. And I love seeing him in this. And it's I kind of a little bit, so like at the end of the last season of Gen V, like Homelander and a bunch of like familiar faces show up. Mm-hmm. But you kind of they kind of come in at the end out of nowhere, and like Gen V has its own cast that's independent, and you could be excused for like kind of forgetting, aside from the random mention of Homelander, some of these characters. Mm-hmm. And so when Stan Edgar shows up, you're like, oh shit, all right, we're in the Boys universe, and then little Tentacle Girl. So. Mm-hmm. He introduces himself and mentions his daughter Victoria Newman, who's dead now. Billy Butcher killed her, by the way. The girl is her daughter. He isn't with Vought anymore and is pursuing other opportunities and thinks that they can work together. So Marie says, "Okay, but if I go, we all go." And Stan Edgar's like, "Whatever, I don't give a fuck. Get in the GMC terrain, we're going." So they get into the GMC terrain and they fuck off. So he takes them to a compound out in the middle of God knows where.
His underground neutron bomb proof bunker.
Yeah, that was a weird. Okay, so they get on an elevator. They go 90 feet down under a layers of zinc reinforced concrete, where X-rays don't work and can protect them from anyone with the power of a neutron bomb. And I did some preliminary looking at this, and I don't know who the fuck he's talking about.
I mean, he's probably talking about Homelander.
Does he have the power of a neutron bomb?
I mean, you've seen his laser eyes.
Yeah, but that's not like a neutron bomb. That's actually like really localized. Like he like cut a guy's dick off with it.
Yeah.
You can't cut a guy's dick off with a neutron bomb. I've never tried.
I mean, maybe if you spaced the guy extremely, we're putting way too much thought into
it. It would take a lot of effort. I just wonder, because I know that didn't what's his name explode?
Golden Boy?
No, the guy that
Soldier Boy?
Yeah, Soldier Boy. Couldn't he explode or something? Or
he had something going on.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're a big fan of the boys, let us know in the comments where we've gone wrong with this. I don't know. So we found out that Stan Edgar rescued Victoria Newman's daughter from Red River. Marie tells her they had the same kind of powers and apologizes to her about what happened. And then she has a nice little moment with Stan Edgar where they kind of embrace each other. And she's still covered in blood, by the way. Crazy looking girl covered in blood.
She's extremely...
she's weird.
Yes.
She's fucking
this
weird.
This girl is strange.
Yeah. So Stan shows them around his bunker, which, by the way, he made a point to point out is better than Zuckerberg's.
Mm-hmm. And also he built it before it was cool.
Right. So it really is, a bunker hipster, I suppose.
I guess.
So Stan says he followed Temu Thor's tracking chip, which was apparently very easy. That's how they found them. Stan cooks them frittatas.
Yes.
Because why the fuck not?
He mentions that he paid, millions of dollars
seven
to have
figures.
this famous chef teach him how to cook.
Right. I wonder if it was who's that YouTube chef I like to watch a lot?
I don't know.
Jean-Pierre?
I don't think so, because I didn't recognize the name.
Well, I don't think he said the name. I was just hoping
he definitely said.
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. I thought I was in my mind hoping it was Jean-Pierre because I bet that'd be pretty cool. So cooks frittatas. He tells Marie that she's different, and he's like, you must be able to sense that.
She's like, what the fuck makes me so different?
Right. He mentions the Odessa program.
Yes.
And says that it was the brainchild of Thomas Godolkin. He wanted to create a god tier of superheroes. And only 2 subjects survived the program. This is where a big reveal in the episode happens. One of them was Homelander in the 80s. The other one was Murray. So, in a very real sense, Murray is on the same superhero tier as Homelander, which is a big deal. Because you know that Stan Edgar's been looking for literally any protection he can get from Homelander. So Emma and Sam hang out, and it's a little flirty, and Sam apologizes about last year, and he wants to take responsibility for what he did, which I actually thought was really sweet in another moment where Sam kind of takes agency for himself. He says that Emma always makes him feel better, and Emma's like, look, I'm really happy for you. I don't know about this, and let me tell you, boy, you are in this skin-tight tank top, and it looks real fucking good, but I need to work on myself right now. And she says that
she says something to the extent of, we can't go back.
You can't go back to because they're both different.
We're both different people, and he's like, well, can we try again?
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to go back. We'd go somewhere else. Yeah. That's totally fine. So he wants to try something different, right? And he goes in for some kisses.
And she's like, whoa, there, sailor boy.
She doesn't give him that much of it's obvious that she's not sure about it. And to Sam's credit, he aborts.
Yes.
And he goes to take a cold shower. He's like, I'm going to go jerk off in the shower. We can talk about this later. Which character growth.
Yeah.
Because in the first season,
I don't think he would have.
I don't think he would have hurt Emma. But I think he would have thrown a tantrum, right?
Yeah.
And then saw a bunch of puppets. So good for Sam.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Stan tells us that Cypher made his life about building on the work that Godolkin started.
As Stan is just munching away at his frittata, and the other's just kind of picking at theirs.
That man loves frittatas.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a frittata before. It's got tomatoes in it, though, and I don't love tomatoes.
It's mostly egg, and then you can put whatever vegetables in there you want.
It's like an omelet?
Kind of. But more of like a... It's sort of patty-shaped.
Okay. Let's look it up later.
Okay.
Maybe I'll make us frittatas next week for dinner.
Perhaps.
So, he's like, Cypher's whole thing, he's been building on the work of Godolkin. Cypher wants soup supremacy, is what he says.
Yes. Godolkin was working on, among other things, ways to control soups.
Yes. And so Stan says, so basically he's like, so Godolkin, there's a fire, it burned up. And then they're like, hold on.
Jordan and Kate look at each other.
Yeah.
And they're like,
wait a second.
There's this really fucked up, burned old dude.
Yes.
In this hyperbaric chamber in Cypher's house.
So Stan is like, come again? And he's like, okay, this kind of changes everything.
Yeah.
And says that the key to controlling soups might be in Cypher's head. And then also there's also clearly a plan where Stan is going to retake control of Vought.
Yes.
Like it's in his plan somewhere. Victoria's daughter and Annabeth have a nice conversation, and this is a good pair, I feel, to share a scene together, because I think they're both close to the same age, and they've both had this huge loss. Like they both lost their parents and everything. She says that the whole reason she's there is to protect Grandpa, and that it would be easier if Marie stays. And it feels a little manipulative.
A little bit, yeah.
And it's because this girl's a little creepy, and I think that she might have some of Victoria's...
She is definitely her mother's daughter.
Yeah. So she asks Annabeth what it's like to have a big sister. Annabeth tells a story about how Marie used to give her half of her Halloween candy because she was too shy to go. So Stan and Marie talk. Stan has dug up some of Godolkin's original research and gives it to her. There's a photo of Godolkin and then some patent designs for like anti-soup devices like
the collars they have at Elmira.
There's a thing in there about a high-frequency whistle that I'm sure is like Chekhov's high-frequency whistle.
Well, I think we've already seen that.
Have we?
Like I believe it was in the sequence where they were all being processed at Elmira that they.
You might be right. Yeah, and so the shock collars we've obviously seen, and then there was something in there about halothane, which is the anesthesia that they use in the boys, which is a real life anesthesia, by the way. Stan says if that's really Godolkin, he could stop Homelander.
Yes.
And Marie's like, well, maybe we should go talk to him, and he's like, that's a good idea.
I think we should.
Stan tells her that she's more powerful than all of her friends put together, and that when the dust settles, those who remain will reshape the world. Wink, wink. And then Stan is clearly playing some angle here, right? It's probably self-serving, and they don't seem. The thing is, right now they appear to have aligned interests, so like it's kind of working out. But there's this shot where Marie turns around, walks away, and the camera stays on his face for a while, and you can see that just like that slight smile. He knows
he's calculating.
Yeah, he also, you can tell that he put the seed in somewhere, and he's just waiting for it to grow, right?
Yep.
So there's a really sweet scene between Jordan and Marie where Jordan says that they're with Marie no matter what, right? And then they go to sleep. Cypher is freaking out now because Marie was never recovered, and he makes Polarity smack himself a bunch.
Yeah.
And at first it's really funny.
He just keeps doing it.
Yeah, right. So he makes this weird comparison to Australians killing kangaroos to cull and protect the herd. He's like, I don't know what it is. Australians and their fucking kangaroos. And he's like, however, some inspiration there, because I'm going to call the God you herd, and I'm going to reduce the student population by 75%. And Polarity's like, that's fucked up.
You're
man.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's fucked up. So Cypher goes on to smacking him again, and then realizes that he can't. And is literally like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he seems pretty alarmed by this because it's the first time I think anyone's ever challenged him on anything. And Polarity gives off a shockwave, knocks Cypher out of the window. When Polarity looks out, Cypher's gone, right? Which I think he wasn't sticking around because he's like, I don't think I can smack you around anymore. Marie takes a nighttime stroll through the bunker. She gets up and starts walking around. She watches her sister sleep for a little bit, and she makes a decision and flees.
Yes.
Right? She leaves, and then Kate catches up to her. And it was like, look, you can fix me, and in return, I will use my powers to keep Cypher out of your head. And I'm not sure if this next part is Marie refusing or Marie saying, let's go, but Marie turns around and walks away, and Kate follows her.
I think Marie just wasn't ready to fully process all that just yet, because like
she's like, let me think about it.
Yeah.
Follow me. I don't know how far we're gonna get. Follow me and let me think about it. Yeah. So like I said, this episode I think was my favorite so far, and it's kind of cool, this idea of Marie and Homelander being equals, or at least eventually, like Marie has the potential to be equals to Homelander. I think it's probably a matter of time before she is transitioned over to the boys proper.
Could very well be.
And becomes a part of the boys.
From what I understand, this would be a major departure from the comic The Boys.
Well, there's a lot. They've departed from it already.
Yes,
a lot.
But Gen V itself, like that whole story, is a complete invention of the showrunners. It doesn't exist in the comics timeline.
I'm not surprised by that. And I think it's better for it because from what I understand, and I have not read a bunch of it, from what I understand, the boys, like the original material, gets pretty wacky and weird and loses quality over time, I guess. I wasn't so sure about the first couple of episodes of the show. It does seem to be improving. I was even enjoying the acting performances better. So I'm not sure maybe if I don't know if we saw some reshoots or something toward the beginning of the season, or maybe I just was, I don't know. I'm enjoying it now.
Yeah.
So this will be on next week, I think.
Because they've got mysteries that had time to get.
I can like try to guess what's happening.
Yeah.
That I admit that does interest me. Is next week Star Wars Visions season 3?
I think it's the week after.
Okay, so next week will probably be another easygoing week, and then we will be talking a lot of Star Wars.
Deep in it.
So, if you're still here with us, thank you so much for sticking out the whole time. We greatly appreciate your support. Make sure and follow us on all the things where we are following or where you can follow us. We will be back next week with another podcast Wednesday.